Good morning from Tirana, Albania. I slept in a little bit later than I had planned to, and I missed my walking tour, but that's okay. They offer the tour twice a day. It's free, so I can either catch it again tonight or tomorrow morning. It's not a bad thing that I slept in because this town is more active in the evening, so I wanted to get myself on a later schedule. You'll notice that things are kind of slow around here between like 7, 8 a.m., but 7 or 8 p.m. gets very active. And I don't know if it's just due to the jet lag, but I've been waking up super early lately. So it would be nice for me to sleep in a little bit later, get on more of a nighttime schedule. So yeah, that's my plan, is to probably catch maybe the walking tour again tomorrow morning. I'm just gonna have a lazy morning myself here, walk into town, get a breakfast. Here, I'll show you my balcony from the hotel. This is my second hotel that I've been in. The first one was in a really cool location, but it was really a shitty hotel. I won't name it because I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but it was kind of a crap hole. This is supposed to be a 4-star hotel, and first observation, it looks pretty nice, but once you're in here for more than a couple hours, you start to notice all the little details. I would say a 4-star hotel here is kind of like maybe a 2 or 3-star hotel that you might be used to back in the States. But it's all right. It's comfortable. The bed is really nice. The air conditioning works almost a little bit too well. It's almost too cold in my room sometimes. But it'll do. I like having the balcony, that's for sure. Gives me a good excuse to, enjoy the city view out there from the room, so I don't have to be in town as much. And I am in town a lot. I've been walking around like 10 miles a day at least, sometimes more, sometimes less. But I've been doing a lot of walking through town. Sometimes it's nice to come back in the hotel, especially midday when it gets super hot. It's been about 90 degrees Fahrenheit, in the high 20s and high 30s Celsius. So it's getting warm here. I know it's warm back home too, so that's no big change. But it definitely does get hot, so it's nice to spend some time in the hotel room in the AC. But anyways, I will send another update when I'm in town later. You can check that out. Give you one more view from the balcony here. I suppose it's time for me to start my next adventure today. Mirë mëngjes, that's good morning. One of the few words I know in Albanian. Back in the hotel room, I've got some possibly Albanian music playing on YouTube. I just YouTubed Albanian music, so I don't know if it's legit or not. This is a learning experience for you right now. As I mentioned in my last video, that I'm in an allegedly 4-star hotel. So I decided, I was kind of tired of carrying my passport around with me all the time, and there's a safe in my room, so I was going to put my passport in the safe. I do have a safe here. I found this in the closet. It's not bolted down, so it wouldn't be hard for somebody just to walk out and just take the entire safe with them if they broke in here. There's also not any key for the safe, and it's already stuck in the locked position. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this safe. It's just kind of a decorative piece in my room, I guess. So I'm gonna put it back on the shelf. My best description for this hotel would be that it was kind of a rush job. It looks like they just put it together in a hurry. I don't know if that's the case or if that's just the attention to detail around here, but there's a lot of weird things that look unfinished in my room. But it's okay, I'm not complaining that much. So that safe is not gonna work out for me. Let's talk about money while we're here too. Put the phone down here for a second. So the Albanian lek is actually really convenient. It's pretty much a 100 lek to $1 US comparison, or more simply, 1 lek is 1 penny, depending on how you want to view it. So basically a $200 lek is like 200 pennies or $2. So $2 bill, $2 bill. What, this is 1,000 lek, so that's basically a $10 bill. 2,000 lek is $20 bill. So I've got about 20, 40, 30, sorry, 20, 40, 50, not good at math, I've got 54 bucks on me right now. That'll last me quite a bit in this city. Gonna head into town for breakfast. I don't think I'll spend more than probably $4 on breakfast. Get, food for $2, and then either a coffee or a beer or something for $1, $1.50, or should I say, 100 lek or 150 lek. The reason I say a coffee or a beer is because they're pretty much like the same price as water around here. I've been drinking a lot of bottled water, and you're usually spending like 60 cents to $1 for a bottle of water, but you can also get a beer for $1, so I may as well just start my day that way. I know a lot of you are smiling about that right now. This is a real coffee culture. I'll show you some of the cafes later. As you walk down the street, you see what looks like a bunch of restaurants. They're all just cafes with coffee. Like, a lot of them don't serve food. They're just strictly coffee, coffee, coffee. It kind of puts Seattle to shame as far as they think they're a coffee scene there, but Albania is much more of a coffee culture. And there's no Starbucks here that I've seen so far. There are chain restaurants. There's one called Moncherie, and there's one called Sophie Cafe, and it's kind of like, it's like a branded cafe, and you see it on every block, but you see them quite a bit around the city. So there are chain coffee joints, but no Starbucks. So yeah, let's go check out some cafes. I got to get breakfast. All right, I was trying to find a break in the traffic so that the audio wasn't totally drowning me out with the noise of cars. So this is a new street that I've never been down before. I figured that'd be interesting as my first video of me on the streets, that I'm someplace new that I haven't been to yet, so it's more interesting for both of us, not knowing what I'm going to encounter. There's a little canal that I decided to follow. Nothing really on that side of the road that you can see, so I'll flip the camera around. There's a little bit more activity on the other side of the road over there. Mostly just a bunch of little shops, clothing stores, I think maybe some barber shops. I haven't noticed any restaurants over there. I'm still on my mission to get breakfast. I figured it'd be interesting for me to try a new breakfast location I haven't been to yet. So again, we can experience that together. There's supposed to be a mosque around here. I saw it on the map. I think I might have passed it. It might be behind that building right there. So maybe I'll try crossing the street, see if I can get a view of that. Again, I don't know how this audio is going to be with all the cars driving by. This is also a very, this is not a busy part of town. That's why I chose to film here, because the main strip that I just came from is way too crowded. I couldn't even hold my phone out without bumping into people, and again, too much noise. So let's cross the road, see if I can find that mosque. Ah shit, I'm gonna have to get through all this traffic. There's no crosswalk here. Here we go. It's a small mosque. It's actually a very small one. But it is a mosque, as I promised. I think you can get a very good view of it. Well, I had to stop for some water. My search for breakfast has turned into a search for lunch. It's like coming up on noon now, and I still haven't eaten yet. I've just been walking around, kind of taking in the sights. I'm coming back up to one of the main drags. I've been on these weird back side roads for the last, hour or so. We're getting back to the main city now. There'll be some more options out there. I passed a couple interesting cafes, but again, you never know which of these places is actually going to have food or not. It could just be a coffee shop. So I'm trying to find some real food. Just passed by a pretty decent looking little restaurant, a real hole in the wall joint. They had some good food for cheap prices, but the seating wasn't that interesting. I want to have a nice spot where I can sit outside and enjoy the sights. And then next to that was, of course, this really nice looking cafe, the type of cafe that wouldn't have any food. So you can always find one or the other, a cool spot to sit down and drink coffee, or a place that has food, but it's hard to find both. So we're continuing the mission here. Oh, there's a sweet looking SUV right there. Yeah, that camouflage color. All right, let's see. We're coming up on some more options here. Let's see if we can find anything interesting. At least give you a view of the road, so you can take in some of that. What do we have here? It's a grill of some sort, so they'll have food here. So let's check this out. All right, so it's always self-seating. You just find an open table and grab a spot. I already got the menu from the waiter here, and it sounds like he speaks a little English, so that's cool. That's helpful. It's actually a really nice menu. It's you know, like a fake leather bound. I've never seen one like this, so that's pretty cool. Pretty classy. So as I said on the outside, this is a grill, so there's a lot of different fried meats here, so that'll be fun to try out. Prices are about $2 to $3 and up. They do get it more expensive if you want to, but I'll get something basic here. See, they do have, if I can show you this, the water here, the beer on menu for 60 lek. I also paid 60 lek for this water, so the beer and the water is the same price. The water is from a market, the beer will be from probably on draft. Check that out, still bubbling. So I ended up getting some kind of casserole. It looks really good. I haven't had any bad food here yet. It's all been very good. So let's try not to burn ourselves on that, and we'll dig in. Gazur. All right, I found a break in the traffic so I can start recording again. So I was wrong about my my cost for breakfast / lunch today. It cost more than $4. There's a 60-cent beer, 25 cents for bread, and then the meal itself cost $3.50. So it came out to about, I don't know what it was, about $4.25, I think. So whatever, it's not a bad price. I think that meal was their specialty there. They called it the traditional casserole. It was kind of meaty and cheesy. It was pretty good. I gotta get out of the road. I'm gonna get hit by a car. Yeah, they kind of upsold me on the bread, but I think that was a good idea because it would have been kind of a mushy texture without that. The flavor was really good, but it was a strange consistency. It was kind of soupy. I'm wondering why they didn't just include the bread with it, but yeah, the waiter did speak a little English, so he kind of guided me on what I should eat there, and it was a good meal. Like I said before, I've never had a bad meal here yet. So I was just taking a random road that I knew would reconnect me to the city center, and I didn't know which road exactly it was, but as soon as I came out, I said, oh, shit, I know exactly where I am. This is where my first hotel was. It's at this really cool, there's this roundabout traffic circle, and then it kind of connects to a bunch of cool cafes and the bazaar and things like that. So my hotel is right over here, the Hotel Jolly. And then over behind me there, that leads to the bazaar, so we'll go check that out. So that's cool. Yeah, this is a good spot to start filming again. All right, we've just teleported about 50 meters. I didn't feel like filming that, so we jumped ahead. So now we're going into the bazaar, and you'll see there's a bunch of cafes and things like that. And that's where I like to hang out. Is just grab a spot along the side here and just people watch. You know, sip on a coffee or a beer or something like that. Maybe grab a small bite to eat. Yeah, so this place is pretty happening. I think it usually opens around 8 o'clock in the morning or so, and it's active till pretty much 11 p.m. or midnight. And you'll see here on this cafe on my right side, there's a bunch of misters that come down and blow mist on people to cool them down. It actually just turned off as I walked by, so you won't get to see that now. But a lot of these restaurants have like fans and misting machines to keep people cool because it does get so hot here. So there's the bazaar over there. I'll do a quick walkthrough of that. It's actually not very busy. Like a lot of the center stalls don't seem to be active, but everything around it is cool. All the cafes are always really popular. So I don't know, maybe it's just the turn of the century where people are going to small markets and stuff rather than the local bazaars like they used to. It's still relatively active with fresh fruits and things like that, but you know, only about half of the space is being utilized, so I'm not sure if that's normal or not. Keep continuing on here. On the other side that you're not seeing right now is bakeries and candy shops and small markets and things like that. And then it just continues on with kind of more of the same, more small cafes and grills, restaurants. But that's what I like about it, is the variety of places. You can get all sorts of different bars that are, you know, just 20 feet wide, so they're all very narrow, so you get a lot of different businesses in a small area. We've got meat shops, we've got ice cream and dairy shops. What else do we have here? Seafood. It's like some kind of a bank or credit union or something. A little crepe stand right there. And then we're going to take this the side street down here that reconnects to another part of the city. Not worth filming down this alley, so I'll reconnect with you later. So this is kind of what I would describe as just being it's a good central location between the bazaar that we were just in and the main city square. So it happens to be a main bus stop, and there's a lot of great cafes and stuff like that here as well. So this was, as I said with my first hotel, this was between that bazaar and the main city center. So I would pass through here a lot. I still do come through here quite a bit because it's such a popular area. So you'll see here we'll have like the chain cafes like Sophie Cafe, which is kind of like their version of a branded coffee shop. And then I think there's like a Euro Cafe. They have it as like an Irish pub. I haven't been there yet. It doesn't look like a traditional Irish pub, but it does kind of cater more toward tourists. So I'll probably check it out sometime, but I'm not in a hurry to do that. You know, the places that cater more toward tourists are going to cost more. I'm looking for more of the authentic experience, or at least something of a balance there between authentic experience and maybe somebody that does speak a little bit of English to help me out. So we'll just see where the adventure takes us. Just go with the flow. Across the street here, and we're about maybe less than a 5-minute walk to the city center. Probably a 2-minute walk if you can get through the light fast enough. All right, so we are entering the city square. Skanderberg Square, I believe it's called. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. So, there's trees in the way now. There's a clock tower right over here. Just get you around those trees. And right next to the clock tower is a mosque. More trees in the way. Don't worry, it gets better. Wait for things to open up a little bit. There's a better view. All right, so this is the square. Give you a little twirl here. Not so many people right now. Like I said, this place is kind of sleepy in the mornings, and it's actually about 12:45 p.m. now. But by 7 o'clock at night, this place is going to be packed. So I haven't done the walking tour yet. They'll tell me about this guy. He's got a sword, so he's off to a good start. Over here, that's where they have all the live concerts and things like that. Or if there's a football game, they'll play football. Real football, not American football. And you know what's funny is, like, on a concert night, and again, this is all free, concerts are relatively crowded, but the football games here are just fucking packed. Like, you can't even get in there. Entrance is free, but they do have security there. I think they're just mainly checking to make sure that people aren't walking out with beers, because as far as I can tell, there's no public drinking in this country. So they have a beer garden inside the fence there, but I don't think you're allowed to bring your drinks outside and enjoy them in the square. And there's not really a big drinking culture here anyways. I think it might be due to the religion. But they actually, there's a lot of like non-alcoholic beers advertised all over the place, which is kind of crazy, in my opinion. You go to these little markets where they're selling water and Coke and energy drinks, and then they have beer, but it's non-alcoholic beer. You can go into the bigger supermarkets and they have real beer there. But yeah, at the small kiosks in the city, they only have non-alcoholic beer. So, kind of interesting. And that's also the Opera House behind the stage there. So we've got a mosque, a clock tower, some statues, Opera House. It's a cool spot. If I'm not hanging out here directly, I'm usually passing through, because again, it's kind of the central point for everything. So The bazaar and my old hotel is just 5 minutes to the east of here. My current hotel is about 20 minutes north. It's a little bit of a good walk, but gets me in shape. 20 minutes south is like another cool plaza, Mother Teresa Square. There's a nice park down there. And then to the west, I don't know, it's a nice street to walk down with lots of shops, but I'm not sure where exactly it goes. But yeah, this is kind of centrally located. Maybe after I go through the tour, I'll give you more detailed information on everything around here. There's a little fountain area here. I wouldn't try drinking the water, but it's a nice way to cool off. You just you push the button down and it'll put out some water for you. So I like to rinse my face off, wash my hands a little bit. It's a nice way to cool down on a hot day. Today's kind of overcast. It's nice. It's still pretty warm though. I'm sweating, but you know, at least I don't have the sun beating down directly on me. So it's about 4 p.m. now. I went back to the hotel for a little bit, did some laundry, going back out into town. Might get some food. I'm gonna go through the park first, do another little walk like I always do. So this is the south side of town. Maybe a mile from the city center, maybe less, hard to say. Anyways, this is Mother Teresa Square. Mother Teresa, I think she was either born here or she lived here for a significant amount of time. I'll learn that on the tour, I'm sure. Anyways, so this is the square here. There's a lot less traffic down here. It's a lot quieter. That's why I like to come down here and walk around. You'll see there's a big park. I might not film much of it, but it's got a bunch of interweaving walking trails. It's right next to a lake. So I'm gonna go spend maybe 30 minutes there or so and then head back into town. All right, so I'm further into the park now. There's nobody else here. This is really weird. So I usually come here in the morning for two reasons. One, to beat the heat, and two, because there's nothing else to do. Because I used to wake up at like 6. Actually, the first couple days I was waking up at like 5, and nothing opens till 7 or 8 a.m. So there's nothing else to do. So I'd come to this park and walk around. And there'd be people on bikes and runners and walkers. It's a huge park and there's all sorts of interweaving trails. And I don't know why there's not a single person here. Now, you can see there's a lake right there. Some benches. Nobody wants to hang out at the lake. This is really weird. I'm okay with it though. I like having space to myself. It's just very strange, but I'll take it. It's peaceful. I hear voices, so I'm not totally alone, so that's good. I'm not going to get killed by an animal or something. The other reason I like coming down to this park specifically is because they have some workout stations, like pull-up bars and stuff like that. So rather than trying to go to a gym in town, I just come down here. Problem is, it's a 2-mile walk to get down here, 2-mile walk back, so that's a workout by itself. And then I'm all sweaty, so if I'm trying to go anywhere in town on my way back, I'm extra sweaty. Oh, there's more people up there. Good. Thought this place was like closed or something. Yeah, it's actually, there's a lot of this park I haven't seen yet. Like there's a little gazebo down there. Might just hang out there sometime. Anyways, so I'll just walk around here for 20 minutes or so, then head back into town. See? There are humans. But there's a lot of dirt paths. You can't really tell from the phone, but yeah, so there's some dirt paths. And then there's like paved, and there's like supposed to be a bike lane, and I don't know, it's a pretty cool park. It's a pretty big lake too. And this is on the south end of town. The video I took from my hotel this morning is on the north end, so I was looking out kind of northeast at those mountains, and this is the south end of town. All right, so like I predicted, I'm all extra sweaty before I go back into town, hitting the workout station there. What I didn't predict is I'd find a group of Americans hanging out there. So met a dude from Texas and a couple others. They're Albanian descent, so they're visiting family here. That was cool. Got to have a conversation in English other than a monologue by myself. Now I'm gonna go check out this lake down here that I haven't been to yet. Not a bad view. Nice. Huh. Okay, so I've come across this well here. Judging by that, probably means it's like potable. Maybe you can drink it, but I'm not gonna drink it. I'm definitely just gonna rinse myself off in it, because all this, that's all sweat. It's pretty humid out today. The cloud coverage is nice, but it's making it extra humid. It's better than the direct sunlight though. So I'm gonna rinse myself off in here. Now I look the same, but I taste less salty. Over here. Oh, there's a cafe right there, of course, everywhere. Man, I look like shit. Anyways, I don't know what this building is here, but it looks pretty serious. There's always guards, and it's heavily fenced, and I don't know, it looks like some kind of government building, so I don't know. Might be something special, maybe not. Let's see. So there's a park here that I walk by all the time. It's got a playground on the far end. It's got your typical monuments and things like that. But then on the far end over here, maybe I started recording too early. There's a couple bunkers in this park as well. Not big ones, just little small fighting positions that are kind of interesting. Looks like there's a couple other tourists checking it out right now too. You can tell they're tourists because they're wearing a mask like a weirdo. So here's the bunkers. So you can access it from the other side. It's just a small one-person bunker or something like that. I'm gonna keep my eyes on the road here so I don't get hit by a car. All right, we survived. So here we have the remains of an old pirate ship, the 1870s or something. I don't know. It's a playset. It's a playground. But here's something I did find very interesting. Actually, I saw this yesterday. As far as I can tell, it's a wheelchair accessible swing. I've never seen anything like this in the States. So you would roll that back ramp down. You would roll your wheelchair on there, and then you'd pull on. You pull on this rope here, and then that you can swing yourself if you're in a wheelchair. So I thought that was really cool. Just something interesting. And there's some nice fountains over here. This is actually a casino, based on the writing on the side of it. You can't see from this angle. So they've got a pretty cool little cafe. And actually, I don't know if you can tell from this video right here, but there's a stage leading out over the water, and there's a little a projector backstop there, so you can watch movies or something like that with the fountains in the background. So that looks like the kind of spot that I might hang out at sometime. Seems pretty cool. Yeah. Here, I'll give you a better view of it. So you can see the fountains and the stage there. And of course, a cafe. And as I said, casino. I'm not sure what the casinos are like in this country, so maybe I'll check that out. So this is bunk art. I guess they have two of them. This is number 2. So this is actually a bunker turned into a museum. This is one of the larger ones. I already did this a couple days ago. I'll upload some pictures at some point. I'm not going to go back and film it. It comes out over there, so it goes underground. It kind of weaves back and forth a little bit. I'm on my way to a shopping center, which I imagine is like a mall. I've never been in there, so we'll see what it looks like together. I gotta figure out where it is. Okay, you don't get to look at me anymore. I've just determined it's a lot easier to film in first-person view, so I can actually see what I'm filming. So this is kind of a cool little street with a bunch of nice cafes, of course, like every other street around here. This is connected to what they call, I think it's called the Fortress of Tirana, or Tirana Castle, something like that. It's not what I expected. Guess what? I walked inside and it's just a bunch of cafes. I'll give you a quick glimpse of that. So here we have some of that cool ancient European architecture, right? Like an old castle wall or something. And then connects That's the main entrance with the cannon over there. Like I said, it's really just, oh, there's the mall. I knew it sounded familiar. It's just a bunch of cafes in there, so there's no need to go check that out. All right, we're going into the mall. And it looks like a mall so far. That's cool. Oh, a cafe. Who would have thought? They do have a bunch of, oh my God, look at that. It's a tall mall. Yeah, there's a lot here to explore. Let's check it out. All right, I decided not to check out the mall today. I'm gonna explore it on a hotter day so I can enjoy the air conditioning in there. So it's about 5:30. The walking tour I was gonna do starts at 6 o'clock. But I decided I'm not gonna do that tonight because this is a totally unscripted day. I'm kind of showing you what it's like for me on an average day in Tirana. So for me to do a tour would not be the average day. I'm just gonna do some more random shit for you. It's probably about food time, 5:30 p.m. So I figure I'll get some food and drink, and then probably head to the square closer to 7 o'clock. Like I said, that's when it gets lively there. So let's go wander around. So I decided before I get dinner, I'm gonna head back to my hotel because I'm all hot and sweaty. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole reason. So I went back to the square like I did a million times every day. And I looked out there and I was like, what is this cool looking spire? There's like this tower over there I'd never seen before. So I figured I'd go check it out. So I decided to go down this path, and there's like a cool, I don't know what it is, a church or a mosque or something. Somehow I've walked past this place 50 times. I've never noticed it before. So yeah, I don't know what this place is, but it looks kind of cool. So I figured I'd show that to you real quick. It's starting to rain right now, which is actually really refreshing. I think most people would probably be afraid, but I like it. There you go. All right, dinner time. Or maybe just a first meal before I have another late night snack. Kind of in the area where I had my first meal when I first arrived here. A lot of street foods. Well, not quite street foods, but kind of small grills right off the street. I just got a small meal here of call it meatballs and some tzatziki sauce and raki. So I think the meatballs are like 50 cents each, so I got 3 of those. The raki is only 70 cents, so that's a good deal. I don't know about the bread and the tzatziki, whether that's included or charged, but it should be a pretty cheap meal. At 50 cents a meatball, I'll probably try some other food while I'm here. So we'll see how this goes. Gazur. Pretty good. It's like, they call it brandy. Just finished dinner, as you can see all the restaurants behind me there. It was a good meal. It came out to $4 exactly. That was for the meatballs, bread, tzatziki, and then 2 orders of the raki, which is nice. Which I'm gonna sweat out right away because it's still extremely humid here. So I think I'm gonna make my way to the center and see what's going on. I think they're gonna have something going on there, whether it's music or sports. There's always some kind of activity, so let's go check it out. All right, so we're into the Tirana fan zone, as they call it here in the square. Still don't know what's going on, but there's clearly something happening in here. You got the food stations. You got the liquid food stations. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. They actually got like a gaming setup for, I don't know, some kind of racing. Fucking bean bags. Got everything you need. So this will be fun. We'll see what happens. It started to rain, so everybody's freaking out right now. I'm gonna see if I can just hang out for a second. I'm a Washingtonian. I'm not afraid of this weather. It's kind of funny. Everybody's panicking. Yeah, but it wouldn't be fun if it gets too wet, so I might seek cover. Guess we're all just seeking shelter, waiting for it to dry out a bit. The nice thing is when it rains hard, but it doesn't last a long time. So hopefully it'll dry out soon. So it's been 30 minutes now, and people aren't giving up yet. They're still wanting their concert to happen. So, and the guy in the microphone keeps saying something. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know if it's a good sign or a bad sign, but we haven't given up yet. But the clouds are still very, very dark above us. So I'm not optimistic, but I'm going to hang out anyways. I got nothing else going on. It's either this or have more Rocky. Alright, I stepped out from the umbrella to see what's going on because I couldn't hear what the hell I couldn't understand what he's saying. I could hear him, but I can't understand him. I think he's getting very excited. He's saying, come and dance in the rain regardless of the weather. So the people are doing just that. They are dancing regardless of the weather. Table. She knows what's up. I liked her style under the table there. That's cool. That's creative. You gotta be ingenuitive.
Acum de fac fort, gira, venga fundi. Gati. Schema cu tine. Mirë mbrëma Tirana. Jeni publik fantastik që pritet sonte. Unë vlerësoj pa fund, jam shumë I lumtur që ja dolëm, po si thon shiu është fat apo bereqet. Dhe energy, cria crocodile. Cria crocodile. Kujera sot, so sakrificat jam bë Me shumë gjaka me lok Për me mbrishit të kujera Sot të gjera ke mundësit Me isë për para Dhe s'kena qa me prit Se gjithë në zonë post Po t'i qohë brap Tu që I paqet del në zemër Në vështetëm tek një mik Më kam nevoj në tempo Në besoj në ideal Tu që ishte qaj me ma Kam nevoj të Ka po me du me zjarë ma ka për shpirtin ma e hune Ka po me ti shumë vetën Në rejtja erë dhe faktume Jem më lume, lartume s'kum vetën Këtë bot ku vizume
Well, that was interesting. I'm not sure how to follow that up at 10 o'clock on a Monday, so probably end up wandering around again figuring out what to do. So if you listen for it, you can actually hear the call to prayer. I don't know if you can hear it over the, people dining and the music and the cars and all that, but so I think they do that 5 times a day. It's about between 10 and 10:30 right now. Can't see my clock on my phone. So this must be the evening call. I'm back at the bazaar right now. We'll see what's cracking here. It's pretty lively. Mostly the middle-aged crowd. But there's still a good variety of people. There's a little plaza up here where there's, like, even at this time of night, there's a bunch of kids kicking soccer balls around. Oh, shit, I said the S word. I didn't mean to say soccer. I meant football. Sorry. See, look at this. Everybody's still up. It's 10:30 at night or so, and everyone's still enjoying themselves. Nobody wants to go to bed. I was thinking I was too old for that concert, but it's an active community at all times of the day. Here the bazaar is wrapping up. Nobody wants to buy fresh food at 10:30 at night. All right, my phone says I've walked for 14 miles today. I'm a little bit tired. It's about 11 o'clock, and actually most of the places close at 11 anyways. I know of a handful of places that are open to midnight. I don't know what's open after that. Although there is actually a nightlife district that I just discovered yesterday during the day. I don't know if I'm going to hang out there because everything looks like it's overpriced. I'm not trying to waste money like that. But anyways, I'm going to call it a day for now, so I'll see you later.